Users can practice interviews in a live format. In that way, they can feel the real process of interview.
So sorry to interject, but do you have any hard numbers you could share with us? I think that's what me and the other judges are looking for.
What is the competitive advantage of your app? What makes the user want to use IntroUp instead of something that's more generic?
ChatGPT is a very general tool, but our platform focuses only on interviews. Hello everyone, we are IntroUp. Few things are scarier than exposing yourself to judgment. Interviews are tough. That's why we created IntroUp, an AI-powered platform that lets you practice interviews without the pressure. Meet Nathan. He applied to all his dream schools. But despite his excellent grades and academic achievements, his interview skills were holding him back. Anxiety and lack of preparation caused him fail multiple college interviews. What about his parents? Oh, they are super disappointed. Nathan's story is all too common. Every year, thousands of applicants miss out on opportunities because of anxiety and lack of practice. Traditional education rarely equips students with the communication and public speaking skills needed to succeed.
That's where IntroUp comes in, powered by an advanced AI language analysis model. IntroUp offers realistic mock interviews and instant feedback. What makes us truly unique is how everything comes together in action. When users enter our platform, they first choose the type of interview they want to practice. The camera is optional, so users can turn it on or off. Below, they see the questions. The AI asks the first question out loud and gives the user time to answer. Once the user finishes answering, they click Next Question. This continues until all questions are completed. And at the end, the user clicks Finish Interview. The platform then automatically gives feedback and a suggested answer for each question. So far, we have reached 98 leads, which shows strong interest and demand, and we are excited to keep growing. We are entering an emerging market where AI-driven solutions are revolutionizing professional training. However, existing options such as Skillway and Interview either rely on rigid scripts, generic templates, or worse, monetize user data without delivering real value. IntroUp is different. Our platform engages users in real-time conversations, provide a variety of fields, including college admissions, job applications, internships, and STEM programs. Our platform offers instant, detailed feedback on vocal tone and knowledge, helping users improve every aspect of their interview performance. Additionally, users can track their progress through a personalized dashboard and download comprehensive feedback reports, all designed to help them nail the perfect interview.
Looking ahead, we're developing premium features to boost the user experience. By the end of 2025, we plan to launch voice and video recording with secure cloud storage, form partnerships with colleges and educational platforms for tailored interview training. Also, we plan to introduce an AI avatar designed to enhance behavioral coaching. The launch will be supported by a targeted marketing campaign with a strong focus on social media platforms. To support our growth over the next 2 quarters, we are seeking $30,000. 75% of funds will be dedicated to development, with the remaining 25% allocated to marketing and outreach. IntroUp offers flexible subscription options, a free plan providing 3 mock interviews with full functionality, perfect for testing the platform, a monthly subscription at $12.99 for unlimited interviews, and a credit-based pay-per-use plan starting at $3.99 for 2 credits, with no expiration and ideal for occasional users.
And now back to the story. Thanks to consistent practice and precise feedback, Nathan transformed his interview skills and is now receiving multiple offers from top colleges. On top of that, he made his parents super proud of him. And now, thousands more will be ready as well. Our team combines diverse skills and backgrounds, giving us a unique advantage to revolutionize interview preparation for all applicants. Let's prep smart and impress fast with IntroUp. Thank you.
Before I can ask more questions, I felt like I was missing some of the kind of core pieces of the pitch. So first, like, what's your total addressable market? What's your target customer, ideal customer? I think it's about college interviews or admissions interviews, but I'm not 100% sure. So, just really trying to understand the opportunity size and impact and like what customers you're building your MVP for.
So it's a relatively growing market driven by high demand for interview prep due to anxiety and lack of practice. And also our MVP is made by our technical teammates Rowan, and also our MVP includes AI analysis, speech patterns to content to assess vocal tone and the depth of answers for knowledge. Accuracy is ensured by continuous model refinement and validation against successful interview benchmarks.
So sorry to interject, but do you have any hard numbers you could share with us? I think that's what me and the other judges are looking for. It's okay if you don't have now, but just also suggesting to add that to your pitch, because I think that would be really important.
We have 98 leads. We offer fully functional free tire for testing to drive conversions, and we will use targeted outreach and demonstrate value from the detailed feedback and progress tracking to encourage paid subscriptions to gain some clients.
Thanks. So we'll pass it to another judge for questions, but I think in terms of hard numbers, not just your leads, just like it would be real important to do some research and look at the kind of total addressable market, for college students, interviews, etc.
We will collaborate with college admissions, and our roadmap plan to 2025 is actually include that.
I have a question about how does this what is the competitive advantage of your app? Because I feel like in my experience, like if I need to practice something or like practice for interview or like if I want to practice like foreign language, I usually just go to like ChatGPT and I can like prompt them with specific things that I want to practice, and I can give them a very like detailed prompt to like prepare me for this interview that has these types of questions, or like look up these types of questions for like what are the most common questions. And I feel like and that's like that might be a little like less friction for me to just go to ChatGPT and help ask it for help. So I'm curious, like, what is your competitive advantage and what makes the user want to use IntroUp instead of something that's more generic?
So ChatGPT is a very general tool, but our platform is focuses only on interviews. And the second advantage is that users can practice interviews in a live format, as it was like shown on the video, and in that way they can feel the real process of interview. But as for ChatGPT, for example, if users ask questions, then they will have time to answer, right? Like they can text their answers after thinking a lot. But as for our platform, we need to answer as in the real interview situations.
Yeah, also ChatGPT doesn't have avatar that will interact with you, and this is one of our future plans.
And also, ChatGPT can measure voice tones and that.
Cool. Any final questions for IntroUp, if any?
I'm also curious about your long-term vision for this. I feel like there is also a big market around people who are interviewing in the current job market. I don't know if the numbers for those are like bigger than students who are interviewing for colleges. I'm curious if you have like any long-term goals to expand, because I feel like this could also, expand to like people who are interviewing in the job market, because I'm assuming that that audience might be bigger.
Yeah, you're right. And but our app offers 4 distinct interview types, not just college admissions interviews. Also, we have STEM interviews, job applications, and many of them. Also, our roadmap is engage with admissions office and career centers to showcase our value, and our plan pilots is integrate with their existing offerings.
All right. Thank you, IntroUp.